Welcome to Movies, Films, and Flicks. I am Mark Hoffmeyer, and joining me is the Czar of Jars, the Duke of Dust, the Baron of Bottles. It's David Cross.
What's going on, my man?
I am excited. I am very excited for this episode. Ernest Scared Stupid is one of my favorite movies. It wrecked my life in 91, and I've just written about it. I write about it every year. I pitch it to every single, I wrote about it for Movie Pilot. I wrote about Ernest Scared Stupid for Cracked. I'm trying to get it into Rotten Tomatoes. Basically, anywhere I am, I write or preach the gospel of Ernest Scared Stupid. And you love this movie, too.
I absolutely love this movie. I am very happy we're doing this. Like you, it is a touchstone for my childhood. I remember seeing it at the Dollar Theater when I was a little kid with all of my friends. Thank God, my mom took us. I'm sure she hated it, but I had a great time, and it's always stuck with me.
And I love that you said touchstone, because it was the last movie that the director John Cherry and Jim Varney did with Disney, and they released it under Touchstone.
I did not know that.
Yeah, and I think I've talked about this before on the pod, but I read director John Cherry's book, Keeper of the Clown: My Life with Ernest, where they talk about all the commercials they started off in. Ernest Goes to Camp, Ernest Saves Christmas, Ernest Goes to Jail, and then Ernest Scared Stupid. And the making of this film, John Cherry got into heated debates with Disney because there was too much snot on the troll. The troll was too scary. He didn't want the troll to be sugar-coated. He specifically made this troll as mean as possible and with a one-minded goal. And Disney hated it. And it wasn't marketed that much. And parents complained to Disney that the troll was too scary. And in the end, the movie only made about $30 million inflated. And I watched this in 91. And I was 9 years old. And during that time, I was a world-weary child, unsupervised child of the 80s, 90s. And so I had seen horror movies before at 9. But for some reason, this troll, and the way it took children who were kind of my age or a little older than me, at anywhere, like skateboarding, walking in the woods, in your bed, it wrecked me for a month. I was, if you could envision a 9-year-old sitting in a dark room smoking a cigarette and drinking cheap blended whiskey, that was me, the month after I watched Ernest Scared Stupid. It was an ordeal for me, David.
So I completely relate. When I was a kid, there's two movies that really freaked me out. And number one was Child's Play.
Oh, yeah.
My great-grandmother gave me a My Buddy doll.
Oh, geez Louise.
And then I took it home and chucked it in the basement and never played with it because it scared me.
Hey, you chucked it in the basement?
Yeah, that's a good pun. And then right below that is the troll from this movie.
I mean, Trantor the Troll, in the beginning of this film, he's hunting a screaming child. They use a child as bait. And when they bury the troll, I liked how it explains how dumb Ernest is, but Ernest really isn't dumb. He's actually a brilliant guy. He's dumb, but it explains Ernest because the entire Worrell line has been cursed. So It's not his fault. It's this troll's fault.
Yeah. This might be a really good time to jump into this. I tried to figure out what Ernest's IQ is.
Okay, so we're taking everything together. Now, you watch Ernest Goes to Jail, and he has made inventions. He knows how to rig bathtubs or washing machines to make them a bathtub. I mean, they always mess up, but if he went to the proper school, if he had scholarships, I think he would be, so what was his IQ? What'd you have?
So I put him at around 75 and give you just a baseline. So between 100 and 115 is normal. So 100 is normal and 115 is on the higher end of normal. And what I did was say that his great-grandfather, I believe Phineas Worrell, was at 115 and then just subtracted 10% all the way down till I got to him.
Oh, that's brilliant.
Yeah, so he's around 75, which is on the low end of normal. Because like you, I do think that he is actually way smarter than people give him credit for because he is a genius inventor in a lot of ways.
He and 3 children and a dog put together a beautiful treehouse in a day, in an afternoon. I mean, They put together... So... We talked about this. I wanted to do some data about this Ernest treehouse. And so I went through and I looked at everything in it. So you have pizza, dog food cannon, beach balls, remote control helicopter, pallets, picket fences, blankets, radios, coolers, bowling balls, basketball hoop, shelf, knickknacks, net rope, fan, glass jars, ladder, exhaust fans, beanbag chairs, water jugs, flag and directional signals, window panes, large bass, front of a car, blankets, towels, lawn chair, a hockey net, a crate, wooden chairs, ice shooter, fencing that you just take from fences, barrels, fake ducks, a single nail, sawing, porta potty wall, electric screwdrivers, car doors, bowls, more picket fences, a door frame that was all windows, trophies, and a rope ladder. So they did that in an afternoon. This movie takes
there was mechanical parts too.
There's winches. Ernest built a homemade helicopter that can carry heavy items up 20 feet into a treehouse.
Would you say he's sort of an idiot savant?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I would too. He's very, very good at making weird stuff.
Yeah.
Him and Pee-wee.
And, you know, you know what else I like about this movie is these kids help build. These are kids using saws and screwdrivers, and they're riding their bikes. I mean, this was 91, a long time ago. But it's kind of fun. Like, that's kind of what kids in the 90s did. I lived in a neighborhood that connected to 3 other neighborhoods, and I would just ride my bike around all day and get into trouble and show up. Yeah. You know, and so I kind of related to this. But this treehouse, they did that in a single afternoon. And it's kind of brilliant how they built it. So he used pallets, and he used like random pieces of wood. And you know what I was most brilliant about this treehouse is when you look at the production design. And the production designer of this movie is actually a really well-known guy. So this guy who's the production designer is Chris August, and he worked on Conan the Barbarian, the Ernest movies. He worked on Hot Rod, Underworld Evolution, and he did To All the Boys I've Loved Before, 2 and 3, which are going to come out on Netflix. If you look at the floor of this treehouse, it's boards, and then some of it's plywood. I mean, it's all different things because Ernest said that he collected stuff over years. And then they built the walls around it with, you know, beach balls or 5-gallon jugs or pieces of a porta potty. So it's not the most sturdy. It's just a really ingenious treehouse.
And necessary.
Yeah, high ground.
Yeah. Later on, Lucas would be like, "Oh, the high grounds." Yeah.
I think George Lucas could have learned from the Botswanians and how they defeated the Ottoman Empire. I love his multiple personalities. And you brought up something pretty interesting to me that I really never thought about. And you said, how many times does he have to change? And I kind of thought about that. And I kind of thought, is he changing? But you said it's just all in his head doing different voices to kind of entertain kids. But is he entertaining kids, or is he just a weirdo?
So I don't know, and I think it depends on the movie. In this movie, I think it's all in his head.
Yeah. Oh, but the kid's listening. I'm defending the fort with a multiple personality.
Yeah, so he's thinking he's changing all these characters. And furthermore, like, I read about him, his character Ernest, and he apparently is a quote-unquote master of disguise, but only with people within his lineage. So all those people that he was pretending to be were somehow related to him.
Oh my God! So the lumberjack?
Yeah.
There ain't no trees in Botswana. No.
In my mind, that is his brother. Because there's that line in this movie that goes, "You're the 7th son of a 7th son." So that's one of his 6 brothers.
Oh, yeah. How about someone see a milk punch? So I know a guy, so when I was working in the film world, I knew a guy that worked on Ernest Goes to Camp. And they said that during the weekend, or like not every weekend, but they would drop Ernest off on a Friday, or Jim Varney off on a Friday, then they'd pick him up on a Sunday, and he would just go out in the woods camping.
It was pretty awesome.
Yeah, isn't it?
I mean, everything I've read about him has been like, he was a rad dude who just happened to chain smoke.
And when he's bad, he looks kind of nice.
What else did you read about him as an actor?
So I also read his nephew wrote a book about him, My Life with, he wrote another book. I can't think of the name right now, but I read both of them. And so he wanted to start off as, you know, he was trained in like Shakespearean acting. He wanted to be a serious actor. However, he needed money one time, and they developed this weird character kind of based on his family for this commercial. And that commercial became huge. And then he became he started selling ice cream. He started selling, they would film 8 commercials in one day at one house.
I heard up to 20.
Yeah, and so they would just shoot piece after piece after piece. And around the United States and in different markets, Ernest was huge. And so he always wanted to be a different actor. He really did. And I don't think he ever found the work satisfying. But eventually he had a really great home in Kentucky. I think he helped his family. I think he learned eventually to embrace it. Mm-hmm. I think he was remember when Beverly Hillbillies came out? He was so excited to be a different character. And he's very good in Beverly Hillbillies. And he's in the Toy Story movies, so I hate seeing Slinky Dog now. There's a that Chucky did a promo for the latest Child's Play where it was destroying the Slinky Dog. I got so mad. But yeah, he wanted other roles, but he definitely got pigeonholed into being Ernest. Once he got that role, there was really no coming back from that for him. But I think he learned to accept it eventually.
Yeah, I read that he basically said that. He was like, well, it's sort of a trap, but it's a good and bad thing. Like, I'm always recognized for this, but I'm also always having to do this. I think his last movie he did was something with Billy Bob Thornton, like a serious role. I can't remember off the top of my head.
Actually, I've never heard about that movie.
Yeah, and some other things I found out about him. Like, so he was one of the most requested people for like Make-A-Wish foundations, and even when he was very sick and dying of cancer, he would still make phone calls or show up in character for these kids.
He worked tirelessly for charities. Like, he was always doing something, and I think he realized the power of Ernest after a while.
So do you know that he has an Emmy?
Yeah, for his TV show.
Yeah, I didn't even know he had a TV show.
Yeah, one season, one
Emmy.
Yeah, I mean, like you can watch it all online. I think the show is online.
Yeah,
I mean, but he was big business, dude. He did 4 movies for Disney. So I mean,
was it a total? He did 4 movies for Disney, but it's like 8 or 9 different movies altogether.
Yeah, so he did Ernest Goes to Camp, then he did Ernest Saves Christmas. Then he did Ernest Goes to Jail, Ernest Scared Stupid, Ernest Rides Again, Ernest Goes to School, Ernest in the Army, Ernest Slam Dunk, Ernest Goes to Africa. So he did those movies. You know what's crazy? Ernest Rides Again was supposed to be in like a nationwide release, and it was going to come to a theater near my house. I was looking at all the paper clippings, and then the Friday when it came out, it wasn't playing near any of the theaters near me. It went to 600 theaters, but nothing near me. And I was like heartbroken that I couldn't go watch Ernest Rides Again. So I had to rent it on VHS.
I think there's one more in there. Dr. Otto and the Riddle.
Oh, yeah, Dr. Otto. Yep.
That's on Amazon right now. So Amazon Prime. So if you want to check that out, go ahead. I have not. I'm definitely going to try it, though.
Oh, gotta watch it. I haven't seen it either. I need to check it out. Now, I have another question.
Yeah.
There's a scene in this. All right, so Ernest, right? And Ernest goes to camp. He fulfills a prophecy. A guy shoots at him 3 times and misses. So he fulfills this ancient prophecy. And in Ernest Saves Christmas, he literally saves Christmas. Santa Claus is real. In Ernest Goes to Jail, he gets electrocuted, doesn't die, learns how to fly and float. So there's a scene in Ernest Scared Stupid where Old Lady Hackmore, which I love they call her that, says wolves, werewolves, zombies, ghouls. You can kill them all with this, but we got to deal with trolls. So werewolves, zombies, and vampires exist in this world, correct?
I'm so happy you brought that up because I also wrote that quote down. 100% correct. In this world, there's all these crazy animals. There's all these curses. It's a magical, cartoonish world. And Ernest happens to be like the chosen one of everything.
And Kareem Abdul-Jabbar is an angel who gives him magic shoes.
I never saw that one.
Yeah, so that one's fun. Ernest Goes to School is kind of the last one with a really nice production value, I would say. But yeah, so this movie's magical, correct? So there are other... Okay, and then he goes to Tom and Bobby to buy... He buys a trolling motor from Tom and Bobby. It's like the greatest thing I've ever heard in my life. And so he buys, right, troll away spray, troll waders, that's a joke, nunchucks, that's a joke, slime-proof gloves, that's a joke. But there is troll away spray and there's troll bait. So are trolls an issue in this world? Because they aren't, you wouldn't make gag gifts like that. He had those because he said in Germany he was part of the 82nd Airborne Troll Destruction Unit. So are trolls an issue in this world?
I think at one point they had to have been, but maybe not in the United States because they had captured the single troll.
Got it.
Yeah. I mean, the other option there is that they went in the back of the shop and just started writing this stuff, like writing troll away on stuff and then selling him like random things for just scratched out brand name. It just says troll away instead.
$50 a pound, 50 pounds.
I laugh so hard. That's the thing about this movie. There's so many one-liners and gags that if one doesn't land, it's just going to keep going.
When that troll runs into the car, so I was watching this again, just to write notes and do all that. I could have done this episode without watching the movie, but I'm like, that's dumb. I got to watch it. And when that troll runs into Ernest's door, I laughed so hard. It just knocks itself out. And Ernest hits himself with that door. Oh, I love that scene so much. Now, another thing, old lady Hackmore, she wants Ernest to get this troll out, so then she can rescue. The only way that she could have rescued her family, her sisters and brothers, are by destroying the troll. So did she tell Ernest exactly what to say, knowing that he will say that, so that she knows he's the great redneck hope, so she can go and get her family back?
I don't think she did it on purpose.
You don't think so?
I think she just happened to take advantage of the situation. She's like, well, it's already here. I guess I'll go do this.
Because if she didn't tell him what to say, he never would have said it.
Yeah, that's a very good point. She's playing a long game then.
Yeah, because she knows he's dumb enough to go back and do it, right?
I think she thinks he's smarter than he actually is. Because she's like, don't go. And then he actually goes and does it. And she's like, oh, I should never have said that.
Yeah, you're right. And also, in the beginning of the film, we know that Ernest is the sanitary. He does all the sanitation for the small town in Missouri. And the mayor and the sheriff are talking about how they serve papers to old lady Hackmore to her house, because her house is incredibly dirty. But old lady Hackmore has been building up that trash in her front yard for 20 years, 50 years, 100 years. She's hundreds of years old, right?
I mean, it has to be at least 130.
At least. More. Yeah, or more. So she's been building that for close to 130 years. And they just issued her papers?
What I imagined, I thought that she was just some crazy artist who built stuff, like build statues in her yard when I first saw this film.
Oh, I definitely agree. I just think, why are they serving her papers now after 130 years? The mayor's acting like it's the first time he saw what was in there.
Why? I guess he's trying to just prove that he's doing something to his constituents, try to get reelected.
Maybe that was what he ran on. Maybe that was his platform.
I'm gonna clean up Lady Hackmore's yard. Small town politics.
But see, the thing is, her house is surrounded by a large wall, so you can't see a lot of that trash.
And it's not like it's in the town square. It's out a good ways too.
Yeah. So I mean, who's driving by this? Do you think he has a few constituents that are very vocal, and he's just trying to serve those papers?
Yeah, or he's the type of guy who's sort of a bully, just wants to pick on, people who won't fight back, and he's like, this old lady who lives in the middle of nowhere, clearly, like, no one's going to complain if I harass her.
And also, this mayor, remember when Ernest is running with his megaphone going, trolls, trolls? The mayor walks up to his son's like, what is this idiot up to? Like, so they know that they hired him knowing that Ernest is quirky.
Yeah.
So is that a nice thing? Like, Ernest breaks that guy's windshield and he doesn't fire him. He drags a woman in a trash can. So this mayor's not totally bad, is he?
No. I like to imagine that Ernest is like the town charity case. Like, everyone knows that this guy is trying really hard, that he's just not very smart. And so they just keep him around.
Do these townsfolk know that he escaped from prison and almost died? That would have made the news, correct?
Oh, and it would have had to. 100%.
So they kind of know about his history.
Well, that's assuming that he did that in this town, because from my understanding, Ernest lives in a bunch of different places.
Yeah, he's moved all over the place.
He's just like the Midwest dude, like the embodiment of the Midwest and I guess northern, southern parts of the United States.
I think he just gets a job, gets fired, moves along.
When this one, I think this movie is sort of the linchpin of the universe, because this is where he's born and where he's from. So he is from Briarsville.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And also, how strong is he? Because he is compacted by a trash compactor. And then that thing that's easily hundreds of pounds he lands face first when that thing falls out. So he's not a human. Like, his bone system. Do you think the curse made him stronger? Like, if you're going to be dumb, you have to be tough?
I think there's actually two things going on. There's one curse and then one, for lack of a better word, blessing. So the curse makes him dumb, but being the seventh son of a seventh son makes him basically durable, super durable. So he has these two things going against each other. So imagine if he didn't have the troll curse, And then he was also the 777 son. He would basically be He-Man.
He'd be taking over. He'd be Dolph Lundgren, because Dolph Lundgren has a doctor, a PhD.
I didn't know that. Really?
Yeah, chemical engineering. So he either has a master's in chemical engineering or a PhD. Dude's super smart. They did dumb action movies, which I love all of them. And also, in the end, when he learns that milk isn't going to do the trick, he picks up this troll who's been essentially supersized. And so this troll gets hit by trucks. It is super strong. So its bone density, its weight. I mean, this is easily a 100-pound, at least a 100-pound troll.
Oh, it has to be more. Yeah.
Ernest,
300 pounds.
Ernest picks up this troll and has his arms at full length with his arms under the troll's armpits, holding him without hurting. So he is maybe at least 150 pounds, arms fully extended with a little troll dancing with it. His shoulders and back and he's a wiry fella.
He has all that workman strength, right?
Yeah.
He's just shoveling and picking stuff up. He's constantly moving.
But that's not human strength. That's like that's Dwayne Johnson's strength in a movie.
Yeah, he's definitely superhuman. So let's just be clear here. He's super strong. What do you say? He's clever. He's
industrious.
Industrious. He's brave. He's a great hero.
He goes into the troll's lair looking for a fist fight. He knows this troll is murderous and deadly, and he goes there by himself looking to fight a troll. He's very brave, isn't he?
Yeah, he's super brave. Yeah.
Wow.
So there's a couple things that I want to touch on that I think were really funny. So in I guess 2/3 of the way through the movie, or about 1/3 of the way through the movie, there is the fight scene between the kids and the bullies.
Oh, goodness.
And one of the things they toss at the kids is pizza. And when I saw this, I freaked out because I was like, why would you waste good pizza? If you were going to throw food at your nemesis, don't throw pizza. You should throw something really strange and weird like Brussels sprouts.
Kiwi fruit.
Yeah, like something that you don't want and they don't want. So it stains their clothes or it makes them smell bad and chases them off. It's like the skunk tactic.
Fried sushi.
Yeah. Just a big gun of mayonnaise. But I saw that, I was like, no, what are you doing? It was like the only time in the movie where I got mad at it.
So this pizza isn't cut. It is a full pizza. So did Ernest, and they would be really junky. So these look like, you know what these could be? Ernest just had a bunch of pizzas in his home, frozen. And he had built a pizza thrower. So maybe he bought those pizzas and froze them to make his pizza thrower. Because maybe he worked at a pizza joint and he wanted to figure out a good system to deliver it to people's tables. And it backfired. So he has it around over years and then he just has some frozen pizzas left over.
That's going into my headcanon right now. Because I can 100% imagine him working at a pizza place and trying to do something good and just screwing up.
Yeah, I mean, throw pizzas at people. The dog food was good, though. Shooting the dog food at the kids.
Yeah, that was pretty good. Yeah. We'll see how Rimshot thought about that, though.
I gotta tell you, the bullies in this movie, Mike and Matt? Yeah, the bullies. Mike and Matt Murdock. Matt is intimidating, the big kid. You watch some of these bullies in movies, and you're like, this kid oozes menace, doesn't he?
Yeah, absolutely.
He's a mean kid. But he throws rocks at people and pushes them. Like his dad's the mayor, so he probably realizes he's untouchable, and he's big for his age. He's a jerk. Yeah. And they wreck things.
Well, I mean, they just showed up and tried to wreck the treehouse.
Yeah, and they got dog fooded for it.
Oh, it's the worst. Those are the worst kids. Like, I remember making, when I was little, I spent an hour making a snowman, and this bully, within 5 minutes of me getting it together, this bully showed up and just ran up and knocked it down.
Oh,
I was so angry, and I was like, this is that right there. They're jealous that they didn't do it, so they're just going to destroy it.
These punks. And they go actively looking for it.
Yeah. How do you find it, though? They're like...
Well, it's close to the road. It's very close to the road because people are able to drive their cars through woods. If this was a total thicket, they wouldn't be able to do it, correct?
Yeah, you're right. It's a little weird because I thought they implied that they had to like discover the tree.
Yeah, because they went through this weird portal to get to it. But then you can just drive your cars right up to it.
Like many other things in the Ernest verse, it doesn't totally make sense. But you have to be right. It has to be near the road.
I mean, the only way for them to build that treehouse in a day is so he could back up his truck.
Yeah.
And with all the gear in it.
Yeah. I wonder, like, I don't think they even did it in an afternoon. I think they did it in like 2 hours.
It was quick. So the first day, right, they're in school. Ernest drives around with them in the truck. The second day, they go looking for the tree. So they have to get up in the morning, do all that stuff. And then they drive around, probably looking for a couple hours. Then they put the tree together, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then they leave at night, but it's what, Missouri in fall. So I'm sure sunset is around 6:30, 5:30, right?
Yeah.
6?
Yeah. That's what I was thinking too.
So yeah, what do you think? Like 4 hours, 5 hours, 2 hours?
I think like they put it together in 2 to 3 hours tops.
I think Ernest got everything for them. Like Ernest was ferrying everything. What do you think? And telling them what to do, and then they just went up and did it.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, because it's like you get off of school around 2:30 or 3. They go directly there. They build it, and they get home by 5:36.
Yep. Man, Ernest is good.
Yeah, I forgot how much I love this character. Like I didn't forget, but like now it's like bumped him up again for me. I was like, oh no, I really love this character. He's ridiculous.
I mean, the lines in this movie are brilliant. You'll pay for the sins of your forefathers. I only had one. Like I didn't have forefathers. I only had one. I didn't know them that well.
So that's a great segue. What is that your favorite line? What is your favorite one-liner in this film?
Okay, I mean, I guess a lot of people go to how about a bumper sandwich, booger lips. And then, there ain't no trees in Botswana. Nuh-uh. I should know. I'm a Botswanian lumberjack, and I never had a job. But the one I say the most is, does a one-legged duck swim in a circle? And so, Megan, you've met Megan. I would say that all the time. She's like, Mark, you want pizza for dinner? Yeah, does a one-legged duck swim in a circle? She's like, just say yes. But now at work, so she said that, like, when she started using that at work, she said everyone started laughing. So now she says it. So I think my most used line is, or some say a milk punch. Now I'm going to go with does a one-legged duck swim in a circle. What's yours?
So, like you, I think all those are really good. I also love the dog quote. Yeah, that's like,
oh, Splinter.
Yeah, what good is a wooden dog? Oh, sure, they can swim better. But what am I going to call him? Splinter? And I think that's really good. But my personal favorite is the doll scene at the very beginning when he's talking to the doll. He's like, no, don't put me in there.
I know where you live.
I think that's so ridiculous.
And I love the scene where he's like, sure, I'm scared. Everyone's scared. Like, everyone in Botswana is scared. And then I also love that line where he's talking about Dutch elm. He's like, it's Dutch elm. He's like, stay away from, but none of us are Dutch, so you don't have to worry.
I forgot about that line until you just said it. I laughed out loud when that happened.
Yeah, but none of us are Dutch. And then I say this a lot. I don't know like the bark always grows on the outside of the tree. And when she comes up and makes fun of, like, she's saying this is a nightmare. And then Ernest is like, well, I wouldn't call it a nightmare. And he's like, I know Tai Chi, Chow Mein. I watched Hulkamania 3 times, once in slow-mo. And then she said to him, you bothered the entire planet.
Yeah. Yeah. I think we're skipping really the most well-known one, though.
Booger Lips or Miak?
I think Miak is first, and then Booger Lips is second.
What a great line.
Yeah, it is fantastic. So I want to jump all the way back to the beginning.
Ooh.
So this movie starts with a banging, absolutely slaps music.
The score is fantastic. A lot of organ.
I've been listening to it on my computer while I've been working. So good. And I was like watching it, and I was like, this is such a good setup for this movie, just from a intellectual level, because they're like, okay, we are purposely going to be a B movie. We're purposely going to be a monster movie. We're associating Ernest with all these cheesy bad things. And by the way, we're also extending the movie by another 5 minutes so we can hit that 90-minute mark.
And they showed some good movies in there. Nosferatu.
Yeah.
White Zombies in there.
Yeah. Some of them I didn't know. I noticed Nosferatu, but they look like a bunch that I wasn't sure with. They're probably the super unknown B ones.
I found some of them. They got Phantom from Space, The Brain from Planet Aros, The Screaming Skull, Mission to the Moon, The Hideous Sun Demon, The Giant Gila Monster, The Killer Shrews, Battle Beyond the Sun, and The Little Shop of Horrors, 1960.
I've seen Little Shop of Horrors. I haven't seen the other ones.
Nosferatu, they showed The Shadow. That was classic. But yeah, no, they had to get it past 90. That's like the Final Destination movies do that too. They do like 4-minute opening scenes. And Shadow the Vampire that we have coming up soon on this episode, like we recorded it. That has a 6-minute intro as well, and the movie's like really short.
That's so long.
Yeah, it's very long.
So I have some other thoughts here.
Yeah.
So one, is Jim Varney basically like the Jim Carrey of 80s and 90s?
I would say so.
Yeah, I would say so too. I mean, maybe his career wasn't as high, but he has that same impression, that elastic face that's just mesmerizing to look at.
Oh, so good.
And then I tried to figure out where Bryersville, Missouri is. So it doesn't really exist. Bryersville doesn't really exist. But based off of all my like assumptions, assuming that Ernest had to be somewhere where he could easily get Bulgarian Miak, and Chicago, and his sort of how close Missouri is to Chicago, I would place it somewhere in the northwest of Missouri.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Or northeast, excuse me.
Yeah, northeast. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
I don't know how long that would be, but that'd probably be several hours drive to Chicago.
Now you got, so on the same day we're going to be unleashing an episode of just a data episode about all things Miak. So I don't want to touch on the same things, but where they were, he had old lady Hackmore in the car. So when they left her house to go to the school, they picked up the Miak. So it had to have been in the town somewhere.
Yeah, I think there's a couple guesses. Again, we don't want to get too into it. It's either like in town or old lady Hackmore had it.
Oh,
which is crazy if you think about it. And speaking of old lady Hackmore, here's something that drives me absolutely insane about all movies when there's a book involved. Okay, if you're a monster hunter and you have a book that tells you how to kill a monster, you should read it before the monster's there. It's like doing your homework. That's the one thing she said in this movie. She was like, I hope never hope to have to open this book. And I was like, you should have opened the book. You should have read the book. You'd have been light years ahead of everything if you would have just read the book.
Oh yeah, you would have known the milk.
Yeah. And then the second thing, and this goes out to anyone who's a monster hunter at the moment or plans to be a monster hunter for a profession. Don't write in stilted purple prose.
Yeah.
Think like IKEA. Just write directions. Like, all right, you got to kill a vampire. Okay, you get a stick about 8 inches wide. You sharpen it, and then you jam it into its heart. That's all you have to do. Don't be like, the love of a mother will kill it. You know, like, don't use flowery language. Just be exacting.
Yeah, milk will. Well, they did have milk in huge letters, right? But the A was missing.
Yes, the L was missing.
Oh, brother. Yeah, the L was missing. Oh man. Yeah. So I was thinking Miak.
Yeah. I was reading this Reddit about Miak, and someone goes, "What I love about it is that Ernest stopped at the first letter of the alphabet." And I was like, that's the smartest thing I've heard today.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, Miak. Oh yeah, that's good. I mean, that's so funny.
And here's something that is really weird. Is the troll a single dad?
Oh, see, you're trying to humanize it, and I don't like this.
Oh, really?
Because he's like, grow my children. But they're not really his children, are they?
That's the question. It makes no sense because it's a tree that sprouts Brussels sprouts and then grows into fully grown and clothed trolls that are both male and female.
Yeah, those things grow quick. Magic.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, in my head, what I think is going on is that there is no need for multiple genders in the troll world. They just grow on trees. Wow. So how do they reproduce themselves once they're once the giant Brussels sprouts become them? I'm not sure. I mean, it's implied by having both male and female, but they also come from trees. So like the other option is like a pregnant troll turns into a tree. I don't know. It just doesn't make any sense, but I'm gonna just ignore it and assume that he's a single father.
No, you know what I love so much is when the townsfolk show up to battle the trolls. The trolls just hand it to them. I love it how they show up ready to brawl, and they just get beat up. And there's just humans getting like the one troll's on that ladybug guy, like smacking his butt with a fly swatter.
I mean, that scene is actually very scary for a little kid because when the trolls first get hit with milk, they turn into a blob of goo, like blood.
Disgusting. And they go after that girl too. And this movie did not take it easy on children.
No. And here's the thing, I don't think it should have. Like,
no.
Really good stories, even kid stories, has that element of danger to it. Like if you think of all the grim fairy tales, they're very dark.
So I don't want to seem like I'm just promoting everything, but I wrote an article for Cracked about terrifying PG creations. And if you think about in 89, 90, 91, and it kind of, post when PG-13 and R-rated movies, when those were a thing, because you can find terrifying things before PG-13 was a thing. But you had the witches, you had little monsters, you had the Black Cauldron, you had some very adult-themed PG movies.
Yeah.
Like that doesn't exist anymore.
Not really, no. And one of the things I wanted to make sure you mentioned was Hocus Pocus.
Oh, so, yeah.
The zombie in that movie, if you think about it, that is terrifying. It is someone who's had his mouth shut and buried alive.
It's bad. Yeah,
and he's wandering around, and like they play it like kind of funny, but this guy is was enslaved and tortured.
If you stopped and thought about it, you're gonna have a bad night.
Yes, yeah. So maybe watch this when you're 9, maybe 10.
How old were you? Like 6,
8.
8. Got it.
Yeah, I mean I saw it in the theater. I guess I would have been 7 or 8. And I was 8 when I saw. We talked about this on the last episode. Freddy's Dead. So imagine seeing this and Freddy's Dead within like the same year. Like that just shows how wildly different my tastes were.
What was scarier to you, that Freddy's Dead or Ernest Scared Stupid?
This was.
Isn't that crazy?
It is crazy because Freddy is like, I don't know how to explain it. Like I kind of thought of him as a joke, and it was like watching older people die. And as you talked about earlier, like these were kids. These were people my age or just like slightly older than me being captured. So that touched me a lot more.
Just doing regular things.
Yeah. And you mentioned Witches. Witches is, I think, one of the scariest kids movies ever made.
Oh, goodness. You know what's the freakiest part about Witches? And even before you get to Angelica Houston, there's a kid up in a tree. And this woman comes down, like, come with me, I'll give you this. And then she pulls out a snake. She wants to murder this child. It's a random woman coming up to this kid in his house, trying to entice him with, I got goosebumps just talking about it. That's a weird moment. This random woman just wants to eat him and kill him by enticing him with a snake. It's evil.
Yeah, for me, it was when they took all their skin off and revealed themselves as witches.
And then they became mice and got hacked to death with blades.
Yeah, was that Roald Dahl? I think it was Roald Dahl.
Yeah, Roald Dahl. Yeah, so, let's do something. Let's take a break. You're freaking me out too much, man. I need to go get some fresh air and unwind because I'm getting scared even though it's daylight. But when we come back, we'll talk more Ernest Scared Stupid. Welcome back to Movies, Films, and Flicks. And I was okay, but now I'm not okay because we're going to rank the 5 children, or we're going to talk about the 5 kids who are turned into wooden statues in this movie and how various and evil it is and how Trantor does it. It's terrifying. I hate it. So the first one is Joey. And so Ernest wakens Trantor, the kids run away, and Joey's just walking through the woods for some reason, and he falls into a hole, and he's just screaming for help. Then you have the troll mimicking Ernest's voice. I got you, little buddy. And just the kid looks up, sees the troll's face. They touch, they grab hands, and Joey screams in absolute fear and agony while he's being turned into a wooden statue.
Yeah, this one's really scary for a couple reasons. One, he's trapped and thinks he's being saved, and he can't see because he's lost his glasses, I believe.
Yep.
And then you think you're being saved by your friend who just helped you fight off a bunch of bullies. It hits a lot of nerves.
As a 9-year-old, you don't see that coming.
Not at all. No.
And just the smile on the troll's face. And the second one is the one that hit me the hardest out of all five. And do you want to know why?
Why?
Well, so I grew up in the woods of Florida. And so it was kind of called Hudson. Not really the woods. It's built up now. But, I lived in these subdivisions where there were wooded areas and you could ride around. And there's just a lot of wooded areas you could ride your bike around out there before it was really built up. And so you're riding your bike around to a sound that kind of looks like this town in this movie. And the troll just randomly grabs the kid. The kid isn't part of the movie. He's just doing his thing. He's skateboarding. And he just gets grabbed. Like, in movies, there's always the cursed. Like Nightmare on Elm Street, you're going after campers or camp counselors. Nose, they're going after the children of the people that burned him. Drag Me to Hell, the girl's cursed. Cabin in the Woods, they go to a cabin. This kid was just skateboarding, and he got caught. Isn't that terrifying?
It is. This of the five captures, this is also the one that got me the most because it feels the most realistic. This didn't really affect me as a kid, but as an adult watching this, I was like, oh, this is exactly how this would happen. Just there's some kid with no parents around, yoink.
And that's brutal in a PG movie.
Yeah.
I mean, normally it's like there's a couple kids that have to save the day. You never see collateral damage like this in movies. Nuts.
In the script, they're like, oh, we don't have 5 kids. Just grab a random one.
It's nuts. And then Elizabeth, the next one, and this one's freaky too because the troll levitates.
Does he, what, he levitates?
Well, think about it, right? He's under the bed. The mom refuses to check because she's a movie mom in the 90s. Elizabeth looks under the bed as the troll gets out from under the bed. This massive troll who's slightly shorter gets onto a bed, which I'm sure it's a kid's bed, so it's not like a Serta. If someone's going to step on the other side of the bed, you're going to feel it. So this 100+ pound troll gets onto a bed without Elizabeth feeling it.
You just blew my mind, honestly, because I didn't put any of that together.
So there's no way that troll. And so it had to have jumped. It had to go really quickly when she looked. Or when she was looking down, it came from under a corner, right? But that troll had to run and get comfy. It had to hustle. So
this is my favorite capture of all 5 of them because this implies the joke. Let me try that again. This implies that the troll has a sense of humor. Because he didn't have to lay down in bed and smile at her when she turned around. He could have just grabbed her from behind and that would have been it. But he took the time to scare her and screw with her.
Yeah, and he was smiling when she turned around.
Yeah.
He was that confident. Another very scary thing is her parents were home.
Yeah. They just put her to bed, I think.
No, she had to go get changed to go to the Halloween thing.
Oh, yeah.
But they're there. They're awake. And the troll just gets into the house regardless. So all these kids who think they're safe in their homes, they think about Ernest. They're like, well, I'm not safe anymore. Right?
Yeah. It's primal. It's like a primal fear. Like you're not safe in your bedroom. The people that you think are going to save you aren't going to protect you. You're not safe having fun.
Just give up.
Yeah. It doesn't matter where you go. The troll is going to get you.
Oh. And now next is the friend of Joey. Not Joey. The friend of the main kid. I have his name up here. His name is Kenny. Oh, why did I forget Kenny? So Kenny is walking around. He sees his buddy who's dressed up in kind of like an Indian costume. And then you hear Elizabeth's voice, and he looks into this kind of, tunnel? Not a tunnel, like a concrete thing used for whatever construction. They look into it. Kenny turns around, and his buddy is just done for. So the kid is just walking around on a calm, quiet, nice suburban street, and he sees his friend. You're with somebody else, and a troll gets you. So you don't even, like the skateboarder kid, you can be superfluous to the plot, and the troll's going to get you. I hate it. Two of them. It's evil.
Yeah. Yeah. And then there's the final one.
Matt. Okay, so in this scene, if you maybe watch it again, I know, but Matt is screaming. So Matt the bully is at the costume contest, and the troll comes up. I think the troll walks up, to enter the contest, like a joke.
Yeah. Again, he has a great sense of humor.
I don't think the troll would have messed with Matt. That just stood there. And then Matt pushes it and starts screaming. But when the troll is turning Matt, his dad tries to save him, gets knocked unconscious. This troll is in a public space, kidnapping children. and Matt is screaming for his life. And it sounds like he's in absolute pain as he's being turned into a wooden statue.
Yeah, he's probably scared out of his mind.
Just screaming.
Yeah, and I guess there's one more that we should talk about, and that's Rimshot.
Oh, that's the saddest thing, dude. It leads to some funny bits. That's why this movie's smart, because that's heartbreaking. But then he starts making jokes about it, and you're like, oh, okay, I can laugh again.
Yeah. I mean, Rimshot is an underrated character in this film.
Rimshot understands English.
Can drive.
I mean, Rimshot is a very smart dog.
He basically gives Ernest the pep talk to fight the troll with the Miak.
Oh, yeah, he bites him.
Yeah.
Get over yourself, Ernest. But Ernest is all bragging. Oh.
So of the 5, I don't want to get too far off track, but of the 5 children, which is the absolute scariest to you?
I mean, listen, the execution of Elizabeth is horribly irresponsible for a PG movie. So I'm going to say that's the scariest. But the one that hit me the hardest is the skateboarder kid. Because that was me. I was right. It was daylight. He got her in the daylight. The skateboarder when it was daytime. So it's just, I wasn't used to that. And when you're riding, I ride around on my bike and I'm like, geez Louise, this thing could come from anywhere.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think my favorite is Elizabeth because it's so funny and I laughed. As a kid, I shrieked, but as an adult, I'm like, this troll, I would hang out with this troll.
Yeah, he's funny.
He is. He's really funny, actually. Like, think about it. He's like, I'm going to get this kid, but first I'm going to scare everyone in this entire building by entering the pageant. But the one that really got to me was the skater. That's 100% true.
The one thing that makes the troll less scary is when he runs into Ernest's door.
That's true.
Because he knocks him unconscious. And then Ernest backs away with an unconscious troll laying there.
That's a legitimately good action scene.
Oh, dude, it's so good. And then with the car, how about a bumper? Yeah, but he's pulling 200 horsepower. He's like,
which makes Ernest even crazy stronger if you think about it.
And then, oh yeah, and so Ernest, I love the scene. Was like, I'm too smart for you. Then the troll pulls the door off. Then Ernest is fighting. The troll has a sword, and Ernest is fighting him in the back of his pickup truck, and he wins. He knocks the troll out of that thing.
Yeah, he's an underrated action hero.
Oh, jeez, yeah, so good. Hey, is there? Now, you mentioned this earlier. Do you want to talk about the effects of this movie and the people who put it all together?
Yeah. So maybe I've talked to you about this in the past, but I am a huge fan of Killer Clowns from Outer Space.
Oh, so good.
And the people who directed that and did all of the special effects for it are the Giotto brothers. It's a pair of them, and they did the special effects for this film as well. So they made the troll, and at the end, some of the trolls are actually like clearly repurposed clowns from Killer Clowns from Outer Space. But have you seen Killer Clowns?
Oh, of course, yeah. The cotton candy.
Yeah, I own it on Blu-ray. I absolutely love that film. It's weird. It's a weird, bizarre film. But I love it, and I think they're probably one of the main reasons this movie did so well. Because like as you talked about earlier, like having a crazy, scary monster, I think is important to making a movie last, like making it stick into kids' minds.
It's a scary monster. So much snot.
And we're talking about it 30 years later.
Yeah, it still wrecks my. There's a lot of talent behind this. So the cinematographer, Hanania Bear, he was a Canon guy. He worked on Masters of the Universe, American Ninja, Breakin' 2, Electric Boogaloo. He did Breaking. He did Dracula Sucks. And then you had Brent Baker, who worked on a lot of the creatures and like the molds. This Brent Baker dude, he's worked on Looper, Attack the Block, Men in Black, Spider-Man, Gremlins, Gremlins 2, Terminator 2, Evolution, Hellboy, The Predator. That guy is an A-plus talent in the film industry. He was on this film. You had the Giotto brothers, who did Critters as well. Let's not forget that. That's awesome.
They did. I didn't realize that.
And Paul Lombardi was in this. He was the special effects coordinator. He's done In the Army Now, Clear and Present Danger, Hamburger Hill, The Pest, Office Space, Charlie's Angels, We Were Soldiers, and then all of CSI. And my favorite part about this movie, dude, Chuck Waters, famed stuntman, was Ernest's stuntman in the Ernest movies. Chuck Waters, he was in Temple of Doom. He was in E.T., Raiders of the Last Ark, Apocalypse Now, The Manitou. We covered that. That's funny. A Bond movie, Diamonds Are Forever. He was in The Exorcist. He's the guy that took the falls in The Exorcist. Chuck Waters. He was in Last Crusade, Demolition Man, Deer Hunter. But he was Ernest's stunt double in Ernest Saves Christmas and other movies. He worked in Ernest Saves Christmas. So Chuck Waters, the guy that worked with Spielberg. Man, who's the guy that did Coppola? I mean, massive directors. And he was in the Bond world. Ernest stunt double. He was the stunt coordinator on this movie.
There's a reason why this movie's so good.
When people, all right, so this movie's not so bad, it's good. I think this movie is good.
I think it's good for the right age group.
Yeah, there it is.
Like, we saw it as kids and remembering it fondly as adults, and there are some really funny lines and weird things in it that I personally enjoy. But if you had no connection to Ernest and you watched this, it would be a weird experience.
Yeah, you're right. And I have one question. There's one weird line in this movie. When he's talking about Mrs. Hackmore, he's like, it's the full moon, if you know what I mean. What is he trying to say to these kids about Mrs. Hackmore?
Okay.
Is she a werewolf? Is he talking about something else?
Well, he's talking about like that whole myth that when it's a full moon, people act crazy.
Oh, okay. I thought he was trying to be like weird about something, and Megan's like, no, he's not.
He's definitely implying that she's nutty, which is funny because he's also a nut job.
Yeah, that's funny. Now I was kind of like, what does that mean exactly? But then you have full moon, people get crazy. I thought he was referring to something else, and Megan's like, Mark, you're too sensitive. I don't need to bring it up.
Lady Hackmore's actually a werewolf.
Yeah.
At that point, she'd have to be a reverse werewolf because it's a full moon and she's not actually a werewolf.
Oh, jeez Louise. But I mean, this movie has a lot of talent behind the scenes. John Cherry knew Ernest back and forth. We've talked about the amazing lines in this film. I mean, it's just a funny... You're right. If one joke missed, there's going to be another one.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it might be better to watch it in chunks because, like, there's so many good lines. That fight scene is so good. I love how dumb Ernest is, and yet how brave he is at the same time. He doesn't have a filter, and everything he says is just he's an imbecile, and yet he is there and he is ready to rock.
It's like a Mr. Potato Head as big as a watermelon.
No filter.
There's a fat puppy. I hate fat. Oh, so many good lines. So there's an album of troll love songs. So
on the desk?
Yeah, is there a subset? Like, are for there to be troll love songs, are there good trolls in this world?
So they don't. It's so strange. They don't really expand on the troll universe. I'm going to assume that there has to be, because it's not like the trolls. All right, so Trantor's out there trying to capture kids so he can bring his species back from extinction.
Yes.
True. That's what's happening. That's why he's capturing these kids. But the trolls don't necessarily have to like capture the kids and eat them. They just need to get out of, the tree. So I want to think that there are good trolls somewhere in the world
who have love songs.
Yes, and they're probably all like Barry White's. Husband troll sets up some rosé for when his wife gets home.
Oh my gosh! And now a couple more things I just want to cover real quick. I love the bit where Ernest is setting up that giant troll trap, and the lid slams on his hand, and he grabs his sucker, and he just looks back and forth, and he starts yelling. That physical comedy. I mean, he's a very good physical comedian.
Do you see a lot of physical? I feel like we don't see a lot of physical comedians. Like, they're rare to see nowadays.
Oh yeah, man. Can you?
I mean, Jack Black's a physical comedian, but he's not new.
What's he been? He hasn't really done anything lately.
Well, he was in Jungle Book, and he's going to be Jumanji.
Oh, he's back in that. Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, but I can't think off the top of my head of another like a really, really physical comedian.
No, can't do it.
I'm sure they exist, and there has to be another one coming up.
This is completely off the thing, but I also want to bring up when he says calls him short change. He says, "Aloha, El Rancho El Grande. You're Elvis." Oh, that might be my favorite. You're Elvis. I keep saying and thens, but I want to get so much into this. And then also, one more thing. When you were young and you saw these kids on their bicycles riding through a grocery store and just loading up with milk, how awesome was that for an 8, 9-year-old kid?
Like being able to ride through a grocery store is amazing.
When you're 8 or 9 and being able to load up with milk?
Yeah. I mean, I really dislike milk, but I'll go with the riding through the grocery store, arming yourself to go fight trolls. Awesome.
Wasn't that sweet?
Yeah.
But that guy kind of pulled a 180, the shopkeeper, because he was mortified. He pulled a gun out. Then he was at the police station. Then he was like, "What are you guys doing?" He saw that troll. So he recovered pretty quickly from that, didn't he?
Yes, he did. And he showed up with the rest of the town. They showed up to fight the trolls.
And they just got destroyed. The trolls really do have senses of humor. I love that scene where Ernest and the trolls are running around the tree. And then they run into each other. Or guess the number between 1 and 10, and he pokes the troll in the eyes with 2 fingers. Oh my gosh. I love this movie.
All the trolls, like, they're all clownish a little bit, yeah.
Do you have any final things about this flick?
No, other than I think you should check it out for Halloween. It's a lot of fun.
Oh, it's brilliant. And then, hey, so in honor of Miak, you should go listen to the 15-minute episode. But we picked our favorite, like, fake foods, correct? In movies.
Yes.
So we're going to make a dinner?
We're going to make a dinner. So we're going to put 5 together each and then make our top 5 meal.
I like it.
Okay, this is going to be weird. I love it.
And so I don't know if I cheated or not, but I have a couple drinks in here. I just want to see what you think about that.
I have at least one, so I think that's fine.
Okay, and I might be stealing one of your drinks here, so let me know if I am. Do you mind if I go first?
Yeah, I made a list of about 10, so we're definitely going to have 5 each.
Okay, so my number 1 pick is Brondo.
Oh my God, I forgot about Brondo.
It has electrolytes.
Oh, that's so good.
From Idiocracy.
That has to go on the list. I don't care. That's on the list.
What's in Brondo? Like what's in an electrolyte? It's what's in Brondo. Why don't you put water on the plants? You mean the stuff that's in the toilet? Brondo. I had to do it. I had to pick Brondo from Idiocracy.
That's really good. Okay. My number 1 pick is The Stuff from The Stuff.
Oh, yeah.
I love that movie. Love it, love it, love it. And I think it's hilarious.
I mean, I love it.
The problem is, it's not, you can't really eat it, though.
Yeah.
So, like, maybe that's disqualified because it's going to turn you into a zombie.
Yeah, I guess for dinner we don't want to eat it, but we can love it.
Yeah, okay. That was a weird pick, but still my number 1.
It's perfect. My second pick is Eggs Erroneous from Ernest Goes to Camp. So Tom and Bobby are working there, and they're the cooks. And so Tom and Bobby, too, they went from being cooks, then they went to being security guards, and then they went to being more security guards, and then they went to owning a shop. They moved everywhere Ernest moved, which is interesting. But in the first one, they had Eggs Erroneous, which is this gross blue-greenish dish made of eggs and something erroneous.
Ew.
Ew.
Okay. All right. Here is my number 2. I think this might be on yours. Blue milk from Star Wars.
Oh, I did not do that.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. You know, I wrote an article about how long it took for Luke to... We should do that as a data podcast. How long it took Luke to be comfortable enough to drink the milk.
I mean, is it milk? I think it's milk, but I don't know.
I mean, it's like a sea cow. So I guess sea cows in this world make a milk as substance.
Yeah.
I love it. Dude, that's hilarious. We should do that as a data a podcast, just talking about how long it took him to get comfortable enough to walk up to that giant thing and get milk from it. And what were the first experiences like?
That's so weird.
So my next one is the Big Kahuna Burger from Pulp Fiction.
Oh, okay. That was my number 5. So we definitely have a 2.
Yeah.
100% agree.
I mean, the reason I love it the most is MTV Movie Awards. They did that Welcome Back, Kotter. I think it was the cast of Welcome Back, Kotter playing the Pulp Fiction roles. And in the scene, it happened in the 90s, but someone shot a Big Kahuna burger as opposed to someone's head, and it was just tomato and onion and ketchup all over everybody. It was really funny. I think it was walking by, but yeah. So I mean, the burger, right? Takes a bite of the burger.
Yeah, yeah. Right now, if you had to ask me what I think is going to go on this list, we're going to start with a burger with a side of Brondo and then another side of the blue milk.
Oh man, I love it.
Okay. All right. So my next one is Cup O Pizza from the Jerk. It's such a bad idea.
They're shooting at the cans. Cat juggling.
Uh,
Oh man, Couple Pizza.
yeah, that's a great movie. Everyone should go watch that. It holds up.
Oh man, no, it really does hold up. She said she was gonna get me a job next week. Get me a no Couple Pizza. What a terrible idea.
So bad.
Perfect though, isn't it?
Think about it in some way, and just sort of think about it. Chicago pizza is the equivalent.
Yeah, you're right.
It's like Chicago pizza is basically just like a soup with some bread under it.
I mean, it's just cheese, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Oh, like go to Giordano's. Is that the place?
that is absolutely.
Oh, jeez, that's too much. All right, so during for meals when I go out to eat, I like to have a beer. So I would like to have a Heisler beer, which I don't know if you've watched a lot of TV shows or movies, but in My Name is Earl, in Beer Fest, in the show Weeds, in the show Happy Endings, and the show New Girls, Heisler beer always shows up. It's the beer it's the beer that everyone drinks.
Really good one.
Yeah, so I would definitely have a Heisler beer while munching on a Big Kahuna burger.
Okay, so I think this is my number 4. This is roast pork from The Last Jedi.
Oh my gosh. Yes.
Yeah, it's like they're so cute, but do they taste good?
I'd try it.
I would try it too, 100%.
That's going on the list.
Okay.
And then the one I have is I don't want to ever eat a Mooby's burger from Clerks 2
Yeah.
or Jay and Silent Bob, but I want to try like the French fries or the onion rings. So I figured a nice side. We could get a good side from Mooby's and have their French fries, just so we could say we've eaten Mooby's.
Yeah, that's really good. That's really, really good.
Because we don't want another burger.
No, not at all.
All right, cool. So what's your fifth? Do you have a backup?
I do have a couple backups.
Oh, I have a dessert too. I want to do.
Oh, okay, that's good. So I feel like we can't do this list without putting in what is arguably the most famous fake food, and that is Soylent Green. It's not going to make our list.
No.
But we can't do a list without it because it is the most important thing.
I love that movie. I love some Charlton Heston.
He's
movies.
good.
Back in the day, he crushed it. All right, my last one. I don't know if you're down for this, but we could get some chocolate from Chocolat, and we could take the foot off of the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man, and we could make a nice dessert.
Yes, 100%. Yes.
Got to have some dessert.
Yes. Wow. We have quite a selection of fake foods to pick from.
I mean, I'll get it. I'm crazy, dude. I want to have roast pork.
You want to have roast pork? Okay.
Is that insane? Do you not want to do that?
I want to know what roast pork tastes like.
All right. So roasted pork is there, right?
Yeah, roast pork, and I want that beer you described.
Oh, Heisler.
Yeah, Heisler.
Yeah, let's do that. That sounds good.
We need a side.
Yep. So Heisler. I'm gonna blue that. All right. So next we have Brondo, Eggs Erroneous. We have Mooby's, Blue Milk, Cup of Pizza, and Cup of Pizza could be a nice appetizer.
That's true. That's a good one. So we're thinking Cup of Pizza, followed by pork and beer, with a side of Mooby something.
Yeah, just a fry or their generic stuff or onion rings.
Yeah. So that's 4.
Yep. So we just needed one more.
I honestly, I think Brondo is my favorite one of all of these.
So, I mean, Brondo's good for, so how about this? You and I, we went and played some disc golf, right?
Yeah.
Hot day. After the disc golf, we drink some Brondo, right?
Yeah.
And then we go out to eat at a restaurant that's near the disc golf, where we get the Heisler beer, the Mooby side, the Cup of Pizza, and the roasted pork.
And for dessert?
Yep. The Stay Puft Marshmallow Man foot.
This is a great meal. I love it so much.
I mean, this is perfect.
Yeah, it really is.
So we got our electrolytes back. We're getting some nice brewskis. Got a cup of pizza, some porg. I mean, the cup of pizza is a nice appetizer. It's like a flatbread type thing. And then the porg is nice because the porg in the movies is nice just to get some meat, that kind of stuff. We're very light on salad on this, but we just played disc golf, so we're good.
The closest thing we have is Soylent Green.
Yeah.
We know what that is, so nope.
Oh man, this is perfect. I think this is our best yet.
You too. This is fantastic.
Hey, so this was fun, man. Thanks for joining me.
Thank you.
All right, so for me, Mark Hoffmeyer. Oh wait, make sure to listen to David's podcast. It's called Award Wieners. Excellent podcast. Do you want to kind of break it down for us?
Yeah, so on Award Wieners, my co-host and I, John, we are covering the Best Picture winner for every year, and in every episode, we make a hot dog recipe based off the movie. The next episode is actually Gladiator.
Oh.
Yeah, and I made a hot dog stew, and you'll have to find out why by listening to the episode.
There is a scene where they're eating stew, right? Where there's 3 people sitting around.
Yeah, they're eating like a barley mash. That's pretty close to why. But when I did the episode, I researched the type of food that gladiators actually ate, and you'd be surprised what that is.
Oh, that's awesome. I can't wait. All right, so that's all. So check out Award Wieners, and thank you so much for joining. So for me, Mark Hoffmeyer, for David Cross, this is Movies, Films, and Flicks. We'll see you next Miak.